Okay, we are recording now, so I just want to introduce myself. I'm Delaina Burns, and I'm with you today on Live with Prima, and we've got lots of ladies on all day today. We're having a marathon here for Prima, Live with Prima, and we're all doing lots of different projects. Today I want to do a actual wall hanging for you with the Julie Nutting dies. I'm in love with Julie Nutting stamps, and the dies are just so simple and easy to use, and you get the Julie Nutting look just much faster and so convenient and just beautiful. So I'm going to pan down and get started with the class. Just hold on, don't get dizzy. Okay, you can see my my project here right now. I've got it framed, the finished one, and I'm just going to adjust the camera just a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. But you can see I've actually framed this, and it's a layout. Pretty much it's on a piece of cardstock, and I've attached it to a piece of cardboard and just framed it. Actually put it in a frame. So we'll start with the first step in this. I'll just lay this to the side. First thing I did was actually use a mask. And I went ahead and did this ahead of time. I hope you can see the modeling paste. I used just some Liquitex modeling paste and this Prima stencil. Basically laid it down, and with you can use a credit card or a spatula, anything that you need to just fill in all the holes and get your modeling paste on, and let it dry. Attach your cardstock to your cardboard first, and you will prevent some of the warping that the paper does. That's a little trick that I actually saw Frank do, and it was like a light bulb went off when I saw him do that. It does prevent a lot of the warping, so thank you to Frank for that little bit of information. The next thing I did was add a couple of inks to the modeling paste. I reattached my mask, and you can kind of just line it back up. You can see where your modeling paste is, and you can line your mask right back up. On the outside edges, I used a little bit of a yellowy golden color. This is actually, if I can see, which I can't see what the name of it is. I've used this quite a bit. I've rubbed it. But any one of the yellow Prima inks here, the actual chalk edgers, and I just randomly just around the outside, and kind of just wanted to keep it just to the outside, no rhyme or reason where, just sort of on the outside. And if you've got your mask line back up, it's going to hit the high points of your actual modeling paste, and since we gave it time to dry, it's not going to interfere with the dimension that you've created with the modeling paste. And you can see when I remove it, you have just a little bit just around the outside edges. This white is going to cause my screen to kind of go wonky, so I'm going to keep the mask there. Okay, before you do the next color, just take a baby wipe and remove the ink from your mask, just so you don't muddy the colors on your mask. They will blend, since they are the chalk edgers. They will blend some, so I just really quickly take a baby wipe and remove that. Reattach your mask, and you just want to line it right back up, and you can, now that you have the yellow color on there, it's a little bit easier to do. I use this purple color. This is called hydrangea, and just to the inside of the sort of yellow color, I added just a little of the purple color, which it doesn't take a lot. Just be sure you're giving enough pressure that it's actually going through and hitting your modeling paste there. You might want to lift it just to see if you've got enough. And you can always line it back up and reapply more. Even when you're finished with the project, you can add more. But you can see there's just a little bit of the actual purple color there. Lay this to the side. Okay, that is what that is all we're actually going to do to our surface. So I'm just going to lay this to the side, and I'm going to start with the actual Julie Nutting dies. You can see I've got my Big Shot here, and I'm in love with these dies. They are absolutely awesome to work with. One little hint that I do have for you, I used the actual ledger pad. You can see this big ledger pad. I used the ledger pad for my actual body of my dolls. I use it for the body and for the hair of the doll, so I've just cut off a piece in there. This particular doll is number 910334. I'm not sure what her name is. I meant to write all their names down so that I would remember their names. I don't think it's on the packaging. But as you can see, this is the actual doll that I'm going to be cutting out. And I've actually not cut her body exactly the way I want it. So I'm going to get another piece of another piece of the ledger, the ledger paper, really quickly so I can cut another piece. I've got it out of line just a little bit. So what I want to do is lay her down. You want to lay her face down. You can tell where the cutting area is. So you want to lay her face down, which that is what I did not do, is lay her face down and just cut a piece out. And then lay her on your actual cutting plates here, face down. Run her through. Very, very easy. These are just really easy to do. Run her through your Big Shot or whatever die cut machine you have. And you can see she has little holes. She comes out pretty easily. But if she's not popping out for you here, just take your scissors or a little pin or something, just poke in the little holes there, and you will get her to release and pop right out. Just pop her out with your scissors. Okay, there she is, all popped out. Now, one little trick that I have as far as the doll body goes, you really are supposed to stamp first and then line up your die and cut. I don't really like a lot of ink around my doll's face, so I have been just cutting out the body and then taking I use a calligraphy pen. You can use any kind of a marker, your Copics, anything that you can just kind of do the edges. And I just sort of with my pen just run around the edges of the body, and you know, you want to get her arms and legs, anything that's going to be showing outside of the clothes. A lot of times the legs are partially covered or their feet are covered or something like that, so you don't have to worry about that. But I just like it to be a little bit cleaner. So with the dies, I don't have a magnetic plate. You can buy the magnetic plates for your dies, and that would hold them in place a little better. I need to buy those and give that a try. I might actually like that a little better. But you can see I'm just going in just a little here with my pen. You can do this with inks or anything. You just it just gives it a finished look to get it in on the edges just a little bit. Just makes it stand out just a little bit more. Just that little extra bit of detail. Okay, and I may have missed a few places, but I can always go back and do that. So that is our doll body right there. I went ahead just for time purposes and stamped her dress. I actually did 2 stamps of the dress because I'm actually going to be cutting the dress out twice, and I'm going to show you how I add just a little bit of dimension by cutting the dress twice. And you can see this is the stamp. This is the clear stamp that I already actually stamped twice. And again, just to save time, I did that. So we want to take the little dress die, and like I said, if I had the magnetic plates, it would be so much better probably. But you just want to line this up on your dress, put your plates together, and then very quickly, without shifting your entire table, run it through. My screen's going dark. Okay. And then you can see there's one dress right there. So we want to put it back down. Lay our plate back down. Our little die rather back down on top of our plate. And we will run this one through. Okay, and you can see that we have two cuts of that dress. I'll just put these to the side for just a minute. And I want to show you how I actually created leggings for my doll. I like the idea. I've seen Julie do this in some of her classes, actually add leggings and different things to the dolls. So I'm going to use the body stamp to actually achieve that. And what I'm going to do is actually just use I'm going to use my cutting plate here as a stamping block. So what I'm going to do is actually just ink her legs. I'm just going to put a little brown ink just on the leg portion. Kind of go up into the body. It really doesn't matter if you do a little extra, but I just want to ink her really good. And then I'm using this paper. The paper that I'm using, by the way, is from the Hello Pastel collection. And I'm using I should have told you that at the beginning. I'm using the little 6x6 pad, and the number is 845636 for this particular doll. So what I want to do is just lay my paper down. I want a little bit of the brown, a little bit of the pink, sort of some of all the color in there. I don't have to worry about her feet because I won't actually be using those. So I'm just going to kind of line up my die, or line up my stamp, I should say, and just stamp right there. And then I'm just going to remove her and lay her to the side for cleaning a little later. Okay, so now we want to take our die. We locate her body die. Then we want to line it up. Just line your legs up. Sort of the bends of the knees and the calves and kind of the little indentation here in the arm. You can line up. Put your plates together and run this through. This is just so ingenious to make dies because I do so much fussy cutting with the others. I love them so much. I will continue to use them. But these are just such a quick go-to idea now for a card or a tag or anything like that that you want to use. And just pop her out. And what I'm going to do, because the top portion is going to be covered, I'm going to actually remove her hands here so that all this portion is hidden. And I'm just going to cut her up in the body area, leaving a little bit of extra there. And then here on the bottom, kind of down close to her ankle, I'm just going to kind of clip away. And you can see when we add her back or add her clothes back, that they line right back up. You line up her calves and you can see we have the little leggings. So the first thing I'm going to do before I actually attach them is again ink my edges of the little leggings. And you'll see I use my calligraphy pens a lot. The inks work very well. This is just kind of my go-to at different times to get. I want a little detail. I just don't always want a lot of extra ink bleeding into my paper. And you can use the wider side of the calligraphy pen, or whatever you choose to get as much as you want, or just kind of go with your inks. Okay, we're going to move I think that's all I'm going to be cutting. Everything else I've kind of cut out ahead of time just for my prep. So you can see the first thing we're going to add are her leggings, and I'm going to use a glue stick today. You can use your Fabri-Tac. There's lots of glues. Fabri-Tac is my go-to glue, of course, but I do like the actual, and I don't want to get glue on my mat. Oh, and has anybody paid attention? I do have my brand new beautiful Prima mat. I'm not reading the chat to see if anybody paid attention to that yet, but I do have my beautiful Prima mat. If you don't have one, you need one. I love mine, and I was very adamant to get this. Very excited when it came. Okay, Sharon says I'm off camera just a little bit. Okay, I need to pay attention to the camera to be sure that y'all can actually see me. Sorry about that. Okay, we have her leggings on. And then you see we did 2 cuts of her actual dress. So the first thing I want to do is add just a little ink to the outside, and you can see the chalk edgers, especially for the little ruffle at the bottom, work really nicely. Just ink her dress up. This is going to be the top portion of the dress, and what I'm going to do with this other dress that I cut here, I'm just going to ink the bottom area. And I'm going to snip it right at the waist. Gonna add a little glue to the top area, just to the top area, and behind our dress here I'm going to add another layer of ruffle. I just wanted 2 layers, and I'm going to offset it just a little bit to give it a little bit of movement, and then we'll add some glue to the back. And again, normally I would use Fabri-Tac for this project. I just had my nails done, and just had my nails done, and Fabri-Tac removes my nail polish, so I don't want my nail polish running all over my project here. I can be a little more careful. And yes, I need to answer a question. Yes, before I dressed the doll, she was naked. I don't normally say naked. I say naked, and she's naked before you dress her. So there, I said it. Okay, next I want to add her shoes, and I pre-cut those just so it'd be a little bit of a time saver. So what I want to do is just ink the edges really good, and we don't want her feet to be naked. We'll add a little glue and put her feet in place. One thing that I love about the ledger pad, and I think you noticed I did not do any coloring on her skin. What I do love about the ledger pads, and even the buff pad that you can get for from Julie Nutting, for the actual dolls, is you don't have to do a lot of coloring. That is one thing I don't take a lot of time to do, is coloring in. I don't really do Copics or anything like that, but I will use the colored pencils, and on this particular one I did want to kind of just shade in the shoes just a little bit darker. I cut these again out of the Hello Pastel 6x6 pad with the brown kind of pattern paper, but I wanted them just a little bit darker, so I'm going to use my Prisma colored pencil and just make them just a touch darker. Okay, now I want to add her hair, and again I cut this out just for time purposes, and I want to be sure that you kind of see how I do my coloring. I am not as savvy with some of the markers and different things like that, so I just love my colored pencils, and I just really love kind of playing around and doing a little shading with them, and kind of just, I like to do it really quick. I don't put a lot of paint into it, and with the dies it's just so wonderful because this is going to go behind the doll's actual head, so you can just get out a line here. You can just kind of go to town and color till your heart is content and not worry about being in a line. because you're going to attach it later, and you're not going to touch the doll's face because you are, my screen's going dark, just a moment. You're not going to touch the doll's face because it's not attached yet. So it just makes it really nice to cut the dies out because, like I said, these are separate pieces. We also want to color in her bangs just a little. And just hold it down with your fingernail and color away here. And this is kind of a sort of a red brown color here. I want to go back in with a yellow. And I just want to highlight it just a little bit with a yellow. You can use mineral spirits, or so if you do your color pencils and whatever, you can smooth these out with mineral spirits. I don't let it bother me. I just like to color. I still enjoy coloring even with some of my younger relatives, or hopefully soon with my grandbaby. She'll be all into coloring, I'm sure, and that'll be fun when I finally get to color with her. But again, now I'm going to use a little bit of a brown. I kind of want an auburn color, and my grandbaby is really got red in her hair. We're thinking it's probably going to be an auburn color, and so that's kind of where I'm going with this color hair. This is a terrible job. Off camera, I would be a little more precise. I'm in a hurry, so I just want to be sure to get it done. We've got to finish this project. Okay, I put a little glue there, and you see when you glue the face on or you glue the head on, you cover up all of your messy. Add a little glue to her bangs. Okay, there you have it. There's her hair. We've got her leggings, her little top with the extra ruffle, and her shoes. I do normally take a little bit of a pink color and just shade in their cheeks just a little, just to give them a little bit of color on their face. Don't you love it when you see some of the ladies actually making faces on the dolls? They can make the really pretty eyes and noses and mouths. But there she is, all complete, and I will show you the other dolls as well that will go on this project. Kind of move my mess. The next one that we have, and I've already completed her just for time purposes. Again, I gave her layers of this dress. You want to cut 3 of these dress pieces and then layer them. Just chop the dress off and layer them under one another, just like we did on that little doll. This doll number is 910358. And you can see she is just so pretty with her little flouncy dress. I love this one. It looks like a little rain jacket with her little boots. And she is number 910341. And you can see there they all are right side up. Oh, I just realized that I'm actually forcing you all to watch it upside down. I'm sorry. I should be working upside down. But there you have it right there. This doll right here was actually dressed from the 6x6 paper pad Ladybird. Love this line. This is the Lisa Gibbons line, and the number is 845650. Just want to be sure I get all that detail in. I did add a few bling pieces to the dress, and I added a little bling and a little necklace. I don't think I brought my bling pieces out here, but on the original project, there's a little bow in her hair. I'm sorry about that. I'll show you kind of at the end where those pieces are. I didn't remember to bring them out with me. Okay, so we want to go back to our project now. And the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of lay our dolls down. Kind of line them up first. How are we working on time? Okay, I got to hurry. Okay, I'm bringing out the Fabri-Tac, so the fingernail polish may start moving. I'm just going to kind of let the air out of it. Hopefully it won't ooze over the top by doing that. Sometimes it likes to ooze when it's been sitting for a while. Oh, and the first thing I want to show you on these dolls is I popped a couple of them up. So what I did was just take a piece of cardboard. If you've watched me before or seen any of my videos, you'll know I do not hardly buy Pop Dots. I do own them, but I just prefer the cardboard. It's free, and I can cut it any size I want, and I can layer it up, and so I just like it. So I'm just going to cut off a few pieces here so that I can add to the back of my dolls. Okay, you can see already the Fabri-Tac is sticking. So we want to add a piece just to the back of her head. I'm going to thin it just a little bit so that you don't want it to show. You of course want to cut short enough pieces that it's not showing and nobody knows it's back there. And then what I'm going to do is just across her feet. I'm going to frame this. Right now in the frame that I have not added the glass. My husband has gotten really sweet about making shadow boxes out of my frames, which really helps me. I can just buy any frame, any beautiful frame that I want, and maybe on another show at some point I'll show you how he actually makes the shadow boxes for me very inexpensively, and you get much prettier frames that way. Some of the shadow box frames that you buy are just not, they're just not that pretty, but this way you get really pretty frame. Okay, for the feet here I'm going to have to go kind of small. So I just want to cut a couple of small pieces here. And you can use your Pop Dots if you just must. You use your Pop Dots, and they pop up the same. It's just one of my things. We all have our thing. It's my thing. Okay, so just one, and I'm only doing two. I'm leaving the one in the center flat. It just adds to the interest of the dimension just a little. And so just want to put, you want to put enough glue to hold them on. And most of the time for a wall hanging, Fabri-Tac is really going to be your go-to glue. It's not going to go anywhere. We have proven this with these things hanging at CHA. Fabri-Tac is a forever hold. So anything you're going to hang on the wall that might be warmed up from the heat of the day or anything like that, this is going to hold really well. Okay, just want to get those moved over just enough. The next thing I'm going to add are my flowers. And I have just made one cluster of flowers here in the corner, and I'm using this Fairy Rhymes Vine 564520. This is a ladybird flower from the Ladybird collection. It's 565466. One of my favorite lines, I think, of all times is the Ladybird line. And item number 565398. This is from the Hello Pastel collection. Let's do away with our cardboard pieces here and move our inks out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to start first with the vine. And this is just a really easy but pretty little grouping that you can do. And I will show you how I will show you on a pencil how I do my vines on the end. I like for them to be sort of spiraled at the end. And I have a really small little tool that I normally use. It's just a really tiny little tool, but this will work. It just makes it a little bit bigger. Doing this makes it a little bit bigger. What am I saying? Swirl. Whatever this is on the end here, the word has left me. But you can see this vine is just perfect for shaping kind of in that shape that we used here, and I'll just kind of show you sort of the shape that I'm going for here, just right in the corner. And to achieve that, you're going to have to cut off, take your handy Tim Holtz scissors and just cut that right off. My screen just keeps going dark. And just kind of shape this here, just sort of shape it in a little bit of a U shape. Pull your flowers kind of to the front. Don't worry about it if they kind of fall apart. That's perfectly okay. You're going to glue that all down anyway. So just kind of open those out and move those around there. And you have enough of these. You have 3 of these, so you have plenty. Okay, I want to give a shout out to the Inked Stamper store in Edmonton. Is that correct? The Inked Stamper store in Edmonton. Are you guys watching? I hope y'all are. We heard y'all were coming, so it's so exciting for y'all to be here. I'm not able to read the chat, so let Carrie know who you are. Okay, so you can see I'm just going to sort of round that one, just sort of curve that one kind of in a U shape as well. Clip away most of the back part of the vine, and then we're just going to kind of place these together. And I'm actually going to cut away a few of these flowers here in the back, just so we don't have so much bunched up there in the center. And you can save these because we will kind of add those back in. That there. And then we want, I'm sorry, I did that one in the wrong direction. We want this one to kind of come down right about here. And we have another piece here. And if it's a little fuller than mine, or if you want it a little fuller than mine, go for it, doesn't matter. Just use and do what you love when you're making these. My daughter wants this one. I'm going to have 2 of them. So maybe we'll do one for the grandbaby too. Okay, you can see here. And there's just a few too many flowers right there in the center. So I'm just going to cut those away until I'm kind of liking the process here. Okay, and the way you do this, just put a little glob of glue. Can I use the word glob? Just a glob of glue right there. And glob is probably not the best word, but anyway. Oh, and if one falls off, it just goes right back on. Just stick it back on, or we'll actually glue it back in that area in just a moment. Okay, but you can see, I hope my hands are not all in the way. Well, they are all in the way. I apologize. I want to cut this away. And you can see as I'm adding that there, I'm just deciding then what needs to be cut away and what can stay and all that kind of stuff. And I'll go ahead and warn you, I'm going to have fingernail polish all over this. Okay, we'll add this flower back right about here. Just with a little dab of glue. Okay, next I want to add just this one lighter teal colored flower here. I want to fluff it up really nice. These are some of my favorite fluffy flowers. Okay, we want to add it in right about there. Next, we're going to pull our Hello Pastel flowers and several pieces here to pull out first, but I want to grab just this pretty one here. I think that's what, no, I didn't use that one. I used this one. Let's grab this one here. That sort of brings our green color, our teal color up. Add a little glue behind it. We'll tuck it in right about there. And then you can just shape this until your heart is content. I will shape and reshape and waste a lot of time here, so I will not do that while we're on camera. But trust me, when the camera is off, I will be shaping and adjusting. We'll just add a few of our, and you just want to keep these vines kind of close together here, just so you get that rounded look. And then just add back in some of your blank areas, just the ones that you cut away. Let's add this pink one. And you just want to add them in as you go. You can see that's about all we're going to do. The next thing I added was just a little yellow flower. I just wanted to bring a little more of this yellow color kind of into the page as well. And want to add it just in and behind here, just to make our cluster a little fatter. And I'm going to trim this away. I think I've just about ruined my Tim Holtz scissors. I think it's time for more. They appear to be getting dull. I know it's amazing. I did not think I could dull the things, but I've cut so much wire and Lord knows what I've cut with those scissors, and so they're starting to get a little dull on me. It's going to be time to buy another pair soon. Okay, we'll clean all of our flower mess away. That's all we want to do with that. So you can see we have our dolls, we have our flowers. Now the only thing we have left to do is to add our verse. And you can see what I wrote was, great friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget. This reminds me of so many of my scrapbook friends. Since I started scrapbooking in 2007, I have made so many lasting, awesome friends. The friendships are just going to last a lifetime, even if I get too old to one day scrapbook, which I doubt that ever happens, but just in case, I don't see the friendships ever going anywhere. So what I did, just to take advantage of working ahead, I went ahead and colored some of my alphas. I'll go over the numbers that I used. The teal color alpha is number 559137. The larger brown alphabet is number 562908. The cream colored alpha is 559175. The large alphabet here is number 563769. This is actually a resist alpha, and what I did was I just took two different inks. I took the pink that I had used and the purple that I had used. This is a resist alphabet, so I inked them both, and I saved one letter to actually ink on camera. Take a little bit of the purple. I need an S, so we want to put a little purple ink on the S, and then we want to put just right on top of the actual packaging it comes on, because they're sticky on the back. You just want to kind of move them away from the other letters, and you don't even have to get them off there. You can just actually ink them right on. Then take just a little, I'll just use take just a little bit of your baby wipe and just dab. Just get a little bit of that ink off. And there you have it. That's all there is to it. Then take a paper towel. Take a paper towel and dry that just a little. Okay, there you have it. So what I want to do is just start adding these, and it's just easier to pull these and add them with a set of tweezers. So the first one that I'm going to add is actually the word friends, and you may not get it in the exact spot where I got it. I really didn't measure these. I just have kind of eyeballed it, and I'm just going to look at my project when I do this. But you can see the F goes just above the middle doll's head. Just add it just above. I'm not going to add extra glue for camera reasons, just for time purposes, but you do want to add just a little bit of extra adhesive, some Fabri-Tac, to the back of these letters, because this sticky hanging on the wall and over a period of time, it will not hold up. So just be sure when you do yours that you're adding a little bit of extra adhesive. I want my dot to kind of go under my eye just a little bit there. I want the dot there, but I just don't want it raised way up. Well, if I can get it under there. Don't give me problems, eye. Okay, right there. My screen's gone dark again, so let me adjust my screen. Okay. Okay, we're looking at 211, so I've got to hurry. I've got my E, and what I did, I left some of the holes in, like with the E's and the O's and the whatever, and some of them I am taking out. So use your judgment, whatever you like. Sometimes I like to leave them in, sometimes I like to take them out. So totally up to you. Okay, the names of the chalk inks that I'm using. The purple color is called Hydrangea, and the pink color is Old Rose. Old Rose is one of my favorites. So we want to raise this E just a little bit higher, and then our N. And I may do some adjusting on these letters as well, and you can do the same as you're doing yours. If you like them a little bit farther apart or closer together, or I like them staggered, kind of up and down just a little. Okay, that is our friend's word, and now we want to add the word great. And I'm actually going to start with the T, and that's just so I can line these up. The best part about changing the colors is we can get them pretty close together, and it's not going to matter. I'm trying to remember how to spell the word great backwards. So our A is next, and then we have our E. These are pretty easy to do without using. May want to go just a little bit over, and like I said, you can do some adjusting if you need to. You want to save a little bit of room, about 1/4 of an inch on the outside of your project for your frame. So just keep that in mind when you're adding your letters. Don't go too close to the edge. We need an R. Look, I actually spelled that word backwards. I didn't mess up. And we need our G. Okay, and obviously we need to adjust. We need to adjust just a little. So these are pretty easy since they're not stuck down, and I would recommend that too. Do not glue these down until you are certain you've got them where you want them, because you see I'm already having to adjust a little. I just don't want my G so close to the edge. Okay, there we go. So we have great friends. Next, I want to add R, but the way that I did the word R, the way I got the brown was I used the cream, and I'm just going to show you really quick. Just take the word R, lay your letters down to spell that word, and you're just going to take your brown ink. That's what I did with the word impossible, and you're just going to stamp it. Easy, easy, easy peasy. And you've got brown letters. Prima probably makes a brown letter that I don't have. I've probably used it or whatever, but anyway, that is the easiest way to make yourself a brown letter. So we have R. We're going to use our tweezers again, and I hope I have time to get all these on here. If I don't have time to get the entire phrase here, then you can kind of get the idea by looking at my project, if you want to duplicate it, as to where the letters go. We have the word R, and then I've already inked the word difficult, and the word impossible. So our next wording, let me find my letters. Our next letters are right here. And we have an H. Okay, and this may be impossible to do on camera and get it lined up properly, because I feel like I'm in a really big hurry. So I may do just a little bit of this and then just stop and let you go back and look at my sample to kind of, because it does take a few minutes here. And you want to kind of line it up. You want it to look really nice, especially if you plan on giving it as a gift. You want to have it, you want to have it looking nice and not like you did it in your sleep. It's kind of like I feel like I'm doing here, or I'm just doing it so fast. Find our F. Something you can always do too, as far as lining them up, you can always stick your letters down to a piece of like plastic packaging, or and I usually just use my plastic packaging, and it's clear, and then cut around it, and you can then have all of your letters already stuck, and you can play around with where you want to put them. But we still got a few minutes, so I'm going to just continue to plug away at this until we don't have a few minutes. But again, these letters are the same way. And I learned a really cool trick from Sharon the other day. If y'all were watching her show, the other day, she took a little bit of glue. I got to show this because I was so excited to see you do this, Sharon. I wanted to drive to Kentucky and hug you. I am going to use my tweezers to do this, but she just put a little glue down and dipped her letter in, or she was using sequins. She dipped her sequins in and she adhered it. It was like a breakthrough moment for me. It was one of those aha moments. That is, I can do that. And that was so fast to do these letters. And you'll want to do that with every one of them. Just put you a glob of glue and run your letter through it, easy peasy, and stick it right down. And you have a permanent stuck letter. Gem, whatever you're doing. If you're doing the sequence, whatever you're doing, you'll have it permanently stuck. So thank you, Sharon, for that little tidbit of information. That's why Live with Prima is so great, because you learn all those little tidbits. And I'm talking so much now that I'm using up my time. Hard to find. Now we want the word difficult. I've already got it inked here, so we want difficult. Don't want to do that. And my nails get in the way because, and you can see the glue is taking off the polish already. We want difficult. I mean, honestly, this just takes a while, and I don't mean that it just takes a while. It's so worthwhile when you're done, because I just love that in the quotes, and Prima's alphabets are just so awesome. These are canvas, and they ink so well. You can change the color, but you just have to take the time to stick them down. Okay, difficult, and they're not going to be even. I'm so sorry, and I'm hoping I'm spelling the words right. I was kind of worried when I was laying them out, because I want to be sure that I'm spelling them right. That T goes at the end. And my letters are not dry. You want to be sure they are completely dry, because you see I'm getting a little excess ink on my actual page here, but it doesn't bother me. I have a little bit of pink ink on there anyway, so that's not going to bother me. If it bothers you, and it happens, just take a little gesso or a little paint, or just kind of touch it up and move on. Okay, did I spell that right? Hard to find, difficult to I'm going to be shocked if I get this done. Difficult to leave. I love this saying. It is so true. And it's just so funny when I saw it, the first thing I thought of were my scrapbook friends, because I have just made so many friends in our wonderful scrapbook world, and forever friends that I really cannot do without. They make every day for me happier, and get me through so many hard times. And I hope I do them too. I hope I'm as good a friend to some of them as they are to me, because I can't live without them. I can't start naming names. That would be rude. But you know who you are. Some of you every day, just about every day on the phone. And my screen has gone black again. Okay. Okay, difficult to leave. What's the rest of it? And impossible to forget. So we need the word and. I'm trying. I'm hurrying. And okay, how am I doing? I've still got it's 22 after, so let's see what I can do here. Okay, we've got impossible already inked brown. We've got our I, M, P. I'm hoping I'm spelling these right. P. Wouldn't that be funny if the show was over and everything was spelled wrong? Oh, so don't hold me to my spelling. Spell check me, please, before you do your project. Another I. Oh, this is an L. Another I. The I's and the L's look the same if they're lowercase, except the I has a little dot on the top of it. Impossible. Oh, the B goes before the L. I told you. I told you I was going to spell them wrong. The B, L, impossible. Oh, well. Okay, impossible. And then to forget, we got to look on our thing here again, on our sheet. I should have actually thought about that and laid these letters out. That would have been a little faster. But I didn't think about that. And you don't have to use these colors that I'm using. You can switch and swap the colors if you want. Let's take that center out. I'm leaving some centers in, and I'm putting some centers. I'm going to finish. Look here. I'm going to finish. Oh, wow. Impossible to for. Now, I'm finishing, but I'm going to have to go back and line these up properly. These are not exactly where I want them. I want a uppercase G. The lowercase G's are a little tedious for my time I have left here. I want to be able to pan up and give you a few announcements. So we are getting so close. I just got to finish this. Okay, I did it. I did it. I did it. It looks terrible. Okay, so do not hold me to this lettering. It looks terrible. But I'm going to go back in and finish that. So can you see? Am I on camera? Can you see? Turn it so you can see it. There is our project today. And my lettering is like terrible. And here is the first one that I finished. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to pan up and do a few announcements. Okay, nobody get sick on me. Okay, can you see me now? Okay. Okay. Next we have Romel coming at, what will he be here at 3 o'clock Central Time? We'll have Romel. I can't wait. Love Romel. And then after Romel we have Karen. Don't forget about the blog hop that is going on over at prima.typepad.com. You want to get over there. Lots of prizes being given away. And I believe Carrie is going to pick a number. I need to be reading. I think she's going to pick a number, so we have a prize today. So I'm going to scroll down. My chat is not right. Let me get to the newest chat. It's showing me the older chats. Let's see. Yes, I am a... it's not working. Hold on. Let me see what my deal is here, so I can read it. I don't know what it's doing. It's like showing me the oldest chat. Okay. Okay. Hey, Lisa. Okay, Carrie, and why are you laughing so hard? I actually said, I said a few things that Carrie really wanted me to say. Thank you, Deb. This was so fun. It's always so fun being with y'all. This is one of my favorite things to do. I'm always very nervous, but it's still so much fun. Thank you, Laura. Thank you. Is it Oki? Let's see. Thank you, Sharon, for all your help. I kept getting off camera. Sharon, I'm sorry. It's nerve-wracking to do this. It really is nerve-wracking. Don't forget about Art Venture in Anaheim. For details, I'm not reading my chat exactly. Art Venture Anaheim, California, January 6th and 7th, 2015. Registration is open. For more information, email Denny. Denny is great. Love Denny. Denny at primamarketinginc.com. Amazing group of teachers. We still got one more to reveal. I can't wait. I don't know who it is, so I can't wait to find out who that sixth teacher is. It's still a mystery. But so far, it is an amazing lineup. Y'all are going to love them. And don't forget about the design team call. Yes, I am a Prima designer. Best year ever. And you definitely want to try out. Prima is a great company to work for. I have really enjoyed my year. Let's see. I think that's everything I was supposed to announce. Just don't forget about all the prizes over at the Blog Hop too. There's prizes like all throughout the Blog Hop on the different blogs. And I'm looking to see. I'm terrible with this chat. I cannot read the chat. I need glasses. Do we have a winner yet? Oh, it just went back up to the old. Okay, let me see if I can get to the new. I don't know what's wrong with this chat. Okay. Carrie, I'm not seeing the winner. For some reason, my chat is not cooperating. Can you text me the winner? If Carrie is still with me, or Sharon, whoever was going to pick the winner. Yay, Robbie, you were here. I can't tell who yours. Hey, Romel, you're here. I'm going to see you in a minute. I feel like I'm yelling at y'all. Am I yelling at y'all? Let's see. Okay, Craft Me 83 is the winner. So please send me a private message. Carrie, can you tell them how to send a private message to me so that I can, or tell them how, did you want a private, you tell them how to tell me who the winner is. I'm so confused. Okay. Okay, we've got Craft Me 83, congratulations. Yes, you are the winner. But Carrie, tell her how to get the information to you for her address, because I forgot to ask you how to do that. Okay, Carrie sent you a private message, Crafty. So look at your private message, and you are the winner. Well, I am so excited that y'all have joined me today. This is so exciting. I'm going to be on the rest of the day watching the rest of the guys do theirs. Romel's next, and then Karen. I can't wait to see what they do. And I hope this just wasn't too crazy for y'all today. It felt kind of crazy to me. But anyway, it was fun. It's always fun. Y'all are the best group. And Prima's just got the best product to work with, so it's always fun. So I think that's going to be it for me now. I'm going to stop record. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys, for joining me. Bye.